Diese Konferenz wird nun aufgezeichnet.
Actually, I forget it. Okay, thank you. Today we want to discuss about data visualization process. Why we visualize the data? I think all of you know that we visualize the data using bar chart, pie chart, line chart, scattered plot, etc. There are different ways to visualize the data. Why we visualize the data? From the visualization, we generate, using visualization process, we generate graph and using that graph, we display the scenario. And from the graph, we easily guess the scenario. Maybe in case of COVID data analysis. If I show you a numeric data for affected number of persons, recovery number, recovered number of persons, death, number of death, etc., it is very difficult to guess the scenario. But from the data, if we generate a graph and display the scenario using the graph, at that time, very easily we think about the scenario, whether the recovery rate is increasing or decreasing, death rate increasing or decreasing, etc. That's why in case of data analysis and machine learning program, data visualization is very important. And for data visualization, Python provides us huge number of libraries. Maybe in our training session, we use Matplotlib. But don't think that only using Matplotlib, we visualize the data. Like Seaborn, Plotly, these are the different modules. Using this module, we visualize the data in different way also. Here, today, I want to discuss about Matplotlib module. Using Matplotlib, we visualize the data. Means in the Matplotlib, there are different built-in classes and functions. Using these functions, we easily visualize the data. And using Matplotlib, most of the cases, we generate a two-dimensional graph. Okay. Matplotlib is probably a single most used Python package for 2D graphics. It provides both a very quick way to visualize data from Python and publication quality figures in many formats. Matplotlib provides us some default format. Obviously, based on our requirement, we customize the format of the graph also. Graph means what? Maybe graph means, I think all of you know what is x-axis and y-axis. Maybe this is our x-axis and maybe this is our y-axis. Using x-axis, maybe we want to represent the name of the student. And using y-axis, we represent the scores. Sorry. Score. Using y-axis. And we visualize the student performance using different type of chart also. When you when you enjoy the cricket game, at that time it will display the run rate using graph also. These are the two-dimensional graph. And in case of Matplotlib, Matplotlib provides us a default format. Means in every graph there is a size, maybe there is some color. by default, Matplotlib provides us a very good color combination, but we can customize this also. In Matplotlib, there is a sub module, pyplot. Pyplot actually provides a convenient interface to the Matplotlib object-oriented plotting library, and it is modeled closely after MATLAB. I think all of you heard the name of the tools MATLAB. Those who are working with statistical analysis and different type of analysis, MATLAB is another tool. And Matplotlib provides us a parallel platform in Python, just like a MATLAB. Therefore, the majority of plotting commands in pyplot have MATLAB analogs with similar arguments. Same type. फंक्शन जो है, फंक्शन जो अवेलेबल है, फंक्शन नेम मैटलैब जैसा ही है. जैसा देखो, मे बी obviously in case of NumPy, we have to include the NumPy module. When we are working with pandas module, at that time we have to include the pandas module in our program. In the same way, when we use Matplotlib, at that time we have to include the Matplotlib in our program. How to do this? I think all of you know that import Matplotlib. In the Matplotlib, there is a sub module, pyplot. Then alias name as PLT. You can give any name, any alias name over here. Maybe the alias name equal to PLT, is PLT. Now, if you want to generate a graph, how to do that? Maybe there are some x-axis values. List, I think all of you know that what is this? List of x-axis values. And maybe there are some y-axis values. Maybe 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25. If we observe the list of x values and y values, देखो list of x values जो है y में क्या स्टोर है, जितना सारा x है उसका स्क्वायर वैल्यू. So if you want to visualize this data using a graph, how to do that? How to do that? Let's see. There are different built-in functions. Here we use a built-in function plt.plot. Plot is a built-in function, and we pass the list of x-axis values and list of y-axis value as a parameter to that function. And the plot function generate a graph automatically and store it in the Python Python memory. Python memory में graph generate करके store करेगा. Now, if we write plt.show function, then check the output. Just save the program. Maybe in the desktop, there is a CIT directory. In the CIT directory, maybe there is a folder 10-2-21. Maybe the program name is mat_example1. Now, if we execute the program, check the output. By default, what is this? This is a graph. This is the x-axis of the graph. This is the y-axis of the graph. This is y-axis. And this is x-axis. Using x-axis, we represent the values that go 1 to 5. So 1.0 to this 5. And using y-axis, we represent the values 1 to 25. That is y-axis values. And when we call the plot function, because there are some points in the graph, x equal to 1, y equal to 1. I think all of you know that x equal to 1, y equal to 1. X equal to 2, y equal to 4. X equal to 3, y equal to 9. X equal to 4, y equal to 16. X equal to 5, y equal to 25. So there are 5 data points. By intersecting each point in the graph, it will draw a line when we call a plot function. Obviously, we represent each data point separately also. How? The plot function by default draw a line. But if we call the plot function plt.plot, the list of x-axis values, list of y-axis values, then that is the color. R means red, B means blue, G means green. Then this is the color, and we represent each data point using star symbol. Then if we write this, then if we execute the program, check the output. It will represent each data point. Observe the graph. It will represent each data point. That is x equal to 1, y equal to 1, x equal to 2, y equal to 4, x equal to 3, y equal to 9, x equal to 4, y equal to 16, and x equal to 5, y equal to 25. So therefore, if this is not over here, comment out this, execute the program. In the graph, separately, it will represent each data point. After that, if we want to draw a line by intersecting each data point, how to do that? At that time, we call the simple plot function. Means it will draw a line and it will represent the data point using red star. So at that time, it will display the graph like this. Obviously, in the graph, we set different property like this. PLT dot title means title of the graph. Maybe data represents x level means x-axis leveling. PLT, there is another function x level means x-axis level. Okay, maybe x values. Then PLT dot y level, maybe y level equal to y values. Now execute the program and check the graph. Therefore, that is the title, data presentation. Therefore, x-axis values, x values, and that is y values. And we represent the x values and y values using this graph. In the same way, all of you got it, students? सबको समझ में आया? Anyone, any doubts? So, using Matplotlib, actually, we generate a graph. Maybe let's see another example. Import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay. Now, we maybe the overs. Overs. Okay, first over, second over, third over, fourth over, fifth over, sixth over, in this way. The list of overs. Now, scored by different players. Okay, maybe OV. The scores are like that: 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. That's right. 12, 10, 20, maybe 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over score, maybe 17. Now let's see. PLT dot plot. By default, plot function draw a line. Plot overs, comma, OV. Then maybe PLT dot title scores. Maybe player performance. PLT dot x level. X axis क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? The overs. PLT dot y level. Y axis क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? Scores per runs, जो भी है. Then at last we have to call PLT dot show function. Now save player underscore. Now if we execute the program, check the output. That is the performance. First over this mark, second over this score. Now that is the title, player performance. X-axis represent the overs, and that is the course. Maybe there is another player, Raj. Raj score is like this. Okay, maybe 12, 10, 12, 12, 21, 16, 18. We generate another line chart for the second player. How to do that? So PLT dot और एक line chart draw कर रहा हूँ second player में. देखो overs same, but this is the chart for Raj. Now if we execute the program, the spelling mistake. If we execute the program, check the output. It will compare both the players' performance over here. But here, it is very difficult to know whether blue line represent the OV performance or orange color represent the Raj performance. Whose performance represent which line? कौन सा लाइन किसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है? वो कैसे करेंगे? तो देखो ये प्लॉट में और एक पैरामीटर हम लोग सेंड कर सकते हैं. That is level equal to maybe OV for OV performance and level equal to Raj. Now execute the program. Because till now, it will not display the labeling over here. How to display the labeling? There is another function, plt.listen. When we call the listen function, now check the output. Actually, this is the legend. Actually, it will display the labeling of the lines. A blue line represent OV performance and orange line represent Raj performance. So let's see, students, if I provide you this data, at that time you have to calculate this, whose performance is best. Maybe there are only 6 over score. But if there are 20 overscore, very difficult to guess the scenario. But if we represent the data, if we visualize the data using the graph, anyone can imagine this, whose performance is better. All of you got it, student? And remember one thing, because here actually every plot function generates a single graph. And when we call the plot function one by one, it will generate all the lines in the same graph. And these are the title, X level, legend, and so function. So in this way, we generate or visualize the data, not only for player performance. Obviously, in case of mathematics, sine curve, cos curve, can represent this using Matplotlib also. सबको समझ में आया students? Reply me. Okay, speaker. Anyone, any question, any doubts? Other students, all of you got it? Next. Thank you, Pooja, Deepika, Kamran, thank you. एक थोड़ा रिप्लाई देना है, नहीं तो हमको समझ में नहीं आएगा. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट. Maybe import Matplotlib dot pyplot as here. Maybe students. There are some name of the students. List of names. Okay, maybe Raj, Kamal, maybe 3. Abhishek. 3 student name है. Or marks. सबका marks. Marks equal to maybe 8 common and 10. Now we want to visualize the performance of the students using bar chart. How to do that? For every chart, there is a built-in function. Every type of chart, there are some built-in functions. Using these functions very easily, we create the graph to represent the data. How? For generating bar chart, there is a built-in function, plt.bar. Maybe using x-axis, we represent student's name, and using y-axis, we represent the marks. Now, plt.title the student performance. plt.level names. plt.y level a marks, then plt dot show function, save this. Maybe that is student or now execute the program and check the output. Like a student performance title, using y-axis we represent the marks, using x-axis we represent the names, and it will display all the student performance over here. Maybe there are 3 students, obviously maybe there are 50 students. Obviously we can display the student performance using the graph, and using this bar chart easily we can select the best student. Who is the best student over here? That is an example of bar chart. Okay, so if the show function, Asutosh asked me why. Actually, when we call plt.bar, plt.title, at that time it will generate the image in the Python memory. If there is no show function, just wait, I have to refresh the memory. And then I want to restart kernel. At that time, it will not display the image. Just wait. Actually, show function display the image into the console. Now execute the program. At that time, it will display the show function. Okay. Maybe check that. What is PLT? Like pyplot.py. Now, maybe we want to generate another graph like this. This is another graph in the same program. Okay. At that time, it will give you some problem. There is no show function, there is no show function. But here, in the same program, we generate 2 graphs. At that time, check the output. At first, it will generate a graph for the first case and generate another graph for the second case. And it will display the graph like this. Why? Because both the graphs are overwritten. कि पहले क्या कर रहा है, पहले ये ग्राफ दिखा रहा है, उसका ऊपर ये ग्राफ दिखा रहा है, तो ऐसा दिखा रहा है. But if you want to display both the graphs separately, at that time just you call the plt.show function over here, plt.show function over here. Then it will display the graph separately. So why the show function is very important. Don't think that every time we generate a graph in a we generate a single graph in a single program. No, in a program we can generate a multiple graph. देखो previously क्या हुआ था, एक इमेज का ऊपर और एक इमेज चढ़ गया था, ओवरराइट हो गया, तो ऐसा डिस्प्ले आ रहा. But sometimes if you think that I want to display both the things in a single graph, obviously you can do that without calling the show function. You can do that. And if you want to display the graph separately, at that time you must call the show function every time after generating the graph. Got it? Asutosh, okay. Next. Anyone, any doubts, any question? Now let's see. there are huge different way to display the graph. Now let's see. Read the program carefully. देखो import matplotlib.pyplot_splt. Small program for the simplicity of the program. Obviously, when you are working in real life, at that time you generate multiple graphs. At that time you have to write multiple lines of code. But here, in every program, I write a small program first. What is this? A goal type. Means actually I want to represent a single player performance. Okay, we want to represent the different type of goals scored by a single player. What are the type of goals? Maybe from penalties, from field, from free kicks. The player scored the goals. Then we declare a variable which represent the number of goals. This is a list. If from penalties, maybe 12 goals. From field, maybe 30 scored, 38 goals in a year. Maybe from free kicks, 7 goals scored by the same player. And every type of goal, there are 3 types of goals. We want to represent every type of goals using a different color. So for representing the 3 type goals, we need 3 colors. So we declare another list of colors. Y means yellow, red means, later I show you the documentation. There are huge number of colors available in Matplotlib. Y means yellow, R means red, B means blue. Now we want to represent the player performance using a pie chart. How to do that? Let's see. There is a previously just now we generate line chart, we generate bar chart. Now we want to working with a pie chart. How to create a pie chart? Because there is a built-in function for generating the pie chart. Pie. What are the parameters over here? The goals. Means we represent all type of goals using pie chart. What are the labels? The goal types. Levels. Just now we add level over here. Just level. Level. Isn't it? For leveling every type of goals, goal type, pass the list of goal type name. Then colors, another parameter. What are the colors? We pass the list of colors, my colors. Later we discuss about the another parameter, shadow, explode, and auto PCT. This is a pie function. Using pie function, we generate a pie chart. Then if we call plt.show function, now execute the program and check the output. The output is like this. Yellow color represent penalty type goals. Sequentially penalty 12 yellow color. Field goals represent by red color. Field goal second red color, free kick goal third one blue color. And actually when we generate the pie chart, what is here? Actually in case of pie function, it will calculate the percentage of goals percentage of field goal, percentage of penalty goal, percentage of free kick goals. Then it will generate the pie chart based on the percentage value, isn't it? Now, when maybe observe the graph. There are field goals, penalties, free kicks, and inside this it will display the percentage. Maybe that is a shadow. Shadow is false. Now maybe shadow equal to true. Now execute the program and compare both the graph. That is the first. And second one, when shadow equal to true, at that time it will display like that, shadow like this. देखो ये जो edges है, edges को check करके देखो जैसा shadow जैसा दिखा रहा है. So shadow equal to true, false. Based on your requirement, you can use this. Explode. If we specially highlight some percentage, देखो penalty type goals, field goals, second one, free kick goals, third one. Maybe it is 0.0. Then check the output. Maybe shadow type, but it is not display. The third one means the free kick. Free kick is not displayed separately. If you want to display the free kick goal separately for highlighting this, maybe 0.3. And remember one thing, explode value always between 0 to 1, not greater than 1, not less than 0. So if it is maybe 0.3 at that time, separately it will display the free kick type goal, the third parameter. Maybe second parameter 0.2. So based on your requirement, you can set the explode. And what is auto PCT? Actually, it will formatting the percentage value. If there is no formatting, only a floating point, percentage, this is the syntax, percentage F double percentage. Now if we execute the program, it will display the percentage value. Check that. What is this? 66.66669 like this. But if we need to represent the percentage value, what is the format? Okay, after precision, after point, maybe we need 2 digits. Means after point we need 2 digits. So at that time, so in this way we round off the percentage value over here. So in this way, very easily we represent the data using pie chart. Next, all of you got it, student? What is the meaning of shadow? मतलब shadow जैसा आएगा. Explode मतलब separate करना चाहते हैं तो explode value. और PCT means जो percentage value display कर रहा हूँ उसका formatting maintain करने के लिए PCT use करें. Now, maybe let's see. देखो, when we are working with data analysis and machine learning, at that time, in case of real life, all the data are stored in some file. Like in the previous class, we discussed about pandas. कि जब हम लोग रियल लाइफ में कम करेंगे, देखो यहाँ जैसा फिक्स वैल्यू देके कर दिया. लेकिन यहाँ जो प्रोग्राम प्रैक्टिस किए हैं देखो फिक्स्ड वैल्यू. लेकिन रियल लाइफ में क्या है, ऐसा कोई फिक्स वैल्यू होगा? नो. वैल्यू कहाँ स्टोर्ड होगा? ऑब्वियसली ऐसा टाइप का कुछ फाइल्स होगा. जैसा देखो मैं एक players_data.csv फाइल जनरेट किया. In this file, all the data are stored like this. Penalties. देखो रियल लाइफ में तो कुछ ना कुछ फाइल में डेटा स्टोर्ड होगा. Penalties, field goals, free kick goals like this. Number of penalty goals, number of field goals, number of free kicks. Another person, number of penalty, number of field goal, number of free kicks. Now we want to generate the pie chart, or maybe you can generate different type of chart also. plt.py is a function, so we said. Now, if we want to generate a chart from that data which is stored in this file, what is the name of the file? Player underscore data.csv. So I think all of you know that in the previous class, in the previous session, we discussed about it, how to read the data from the CSV file. And obviously, if we want to generate a graph using that data, at first we have to read the data from that file and store it in a Python in-memory variable. So let's see, that is our file name, player underscore data.csv. Now, let's see what we do over here. We import pandas spd. I think all of you know that. Now, in the pandas, there is a built-in function, read underscore csv function. We read the data from the CSV file. What is the name of the CSV file? Player underscore data.csv file. Obviously, read underscore CSV file, read the data from the CSV file and store it in a variable data. What is the data type of the variable? Data frame. Now, compare with the previous program, student. In the previous program, we manually create a list of goal types. But here, how to generate the goal types? Here, these are the heading, penalties. These are the heading in the CSV file, field goal, free kicks. Actually, from the heading, we want to generate the goal types. The goal types तो change भी हो सकता है ना. तो ये जो CSV फाइल है, CSV फाइल से ही गोल टाइप्स जनरेट करना चाहते हैं. तो मतलब ये जो हेडिंग है, कॉलम हेडिंग जो है, कॉलम नेम जो है, कॉलम नेम को एक्सेस करना चाहिए. हाउ टू डू दैट? देखो, using read CSV function, obviously we read the data from the CSV file and it will generate a data frame. Let's see data. Data is the variable. If we check the data variable in the variable explorer, it will read the data from the CSV file. But for generating the goal types over here, we have to read the column name from the data frame, key penalties, field goals, free kicks. So how to access this? Because data.columns means you can test it in this way also. Actually, what is returned by data? Data is a data frame. Data is like this, data frame. From the data frame, we want to read the column names. How to do that? Data.columns. What is this? It will return the list of column names over here. So, the data, we read the column names from the data frame using data.columns. Convert it into list and store it in a variable G type. Because this is the index. Now we convert it into list because when we generate the pie chart, at that time we need the list of goal type names. That's why we convert it into list and store it in a variable, maybe n underscore goals. Now generate a list of colors. Now we call the pie function and pass the n underscore goals labels equal to goal type. Sorry. Another line is over here. देखो goal type means here when we write this line, you can check the output in this way. Now G underscore type, it will display the list of goal type name G type. Now the number of goals. Okay, maybe we want to generate a pie chart for the first player. Means we have to read the first row. If you want to generate the pie chart for second player, then you have to read the second row. I think all of you know that how to read this, because in the previous session, previous class, we discussed about the pandas data frame. So let's see. বল কেউ কিছু বলছিস?
सर फर्स्ट और थर्ड कॉलम बस प्रिंट करना रहेगा तो
कि फर्स्ट
और थर्ड कॉलम
फर्स्ट और थर्ड कॉलम को रीड करना है।
हाँ
हाँ, तो कैसे करेंगे? अरे बाद में बोल रहा हूँ, एक सेकंड। अच्छा देखो, डेटा डॉट आई लॉग, डेटा से एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रहा हूँ। क्या कर रहा हूँ? देखो 1th रो, देखो there is no colon, means it will read only 1th row. Which one is 1th row? देखो that is row index 0th 1th, means it will extract 1th row and there is no start column index, there is no end column index, means it will extract all the column values for the 1th row, means second row all the column values, and it will I convert it into list and store it in a n underscore goals. Let's see if we test the program over here. Check n underscore goals. So what is this? What is this? Because in G type, actually name list of the name of goal types. Raksa. Okay. So therefore, in G type, actually we read all the goal type names, list of goal type names. Then maybe we want to generate the pie chart for second player, for we read the number of goals from the second row in this way and store it in a n underscore goals. So 33, 22 and 12. Okay. If you want to read the first column value and second column value, how to do that? Obviously there are different way, huh? Logically you can see first column and second column, you can write in this way also. Acha, all the rows means this one, and list of column index, first column comma 0 1 2 second column. In this way also you can extract this and store it in a variable, then store it in a variable data frame type variable, then you can read only 2 column name. Actually based on our logic we have to write our program. अभिषेक समझ में आया? प्रश्न को ले अभिषेक इतना कि ना आशुतोष समझ में आया? If you want to, अच्छा आशुतोष. Okay. Now, obviously, if we extract the goal type names and generate the colors, obviously same thing, pie chart, number of goals, label goal type, colors, shadow equal to maybe false, maybe true, based on your requirement, you can pass any value, explode value, point to, autopacity, this one. Now, the এক সেকেন্ড অভিষেক লিখছে হাউ ডাজ PLT for PLT.py start angle means अभिषेक इसका मतलब क्या समझ में नहीं है
सर plt.py में एक होता है ना स्टार्ट एंगल तो
स्टार्ट
मतलब
एंगल तो
उसको
डिफरेंट है
ओह, अच्छा ठीक है
डिफरेंट
ओके
अच्छा अच्छा यहाँ देखो क्योंकि देयर आर ह्यूज नंबर ऑफ वे टू विजुअलाइज द डेटा just I discuss about it just wait so देखो after that we generate the pie chart so now if we execute the program देखो don't think that कि every time we generate the data manually and generate the chart no actually when we are working with machine learning data analysis at that time we have to read the data from different resources then based on the requirement extract the data now after that based on the requirement you have to generate different type of chart over here and remember one thing student let's see it is very difficult to remember all the things that's why Matplotlib provides us a very good documentation when you are maybe in case of training we are working with maximum maybe 10 or 12 type of graphs because when we learn a machine learning program at that time we generate different type of graph also don't think that in Matplotlib maybe I discuss about key 5 types key 4 type graphs this is all no when we are working with machine learning program at that time we generate different type of graph and we learn Matplotlib also don't think that this is the Matplotlib के लिए this is एक ही class है ये no not like that बाद में जब machine learning program करेंगे तो वहां भी different type of graph generate करेंगे और एक है कि जो Matplotlib क्योंकि इतना कुछ फंक्शन याद नहीं रहेगा तो यहाँ से भी आप लोग स्टडी कर सकते हैं matplotlib.org Matplotlib का ही एक वेबसाइट है जिसमें all the documentation all the examples are available go to the example our tutorial is also available over here okay and if you go to the this is the index if you click any one of these there are different types of program example over here देखो sine wave and all the codings are available over here from here you can read this and Asutosh Obisek asked me plt.py start angle what is this let's see here when we write our program here we use 1 2 3 4 5 6 parameters don't think that in py function only 6 parameters are there no if we check the py function in the matplotlib.org documentation let's see huge number of parameters are there some of these parameters we use in our graph in my graph देखो x means a list of x values explode levels levels भी दे सकता है levels तो दिए हैं colors autopicity pct distance shadow level distance start angle none and if you want to know the functionality let's see it is very difficult to remember all the parameters. If not, by default that is none. What is the functionality of start angle? Rotates the start of the pie chart by angles degrees counterclockwise from the x-axis. Means if you want to rotate the pie chart at that time, you can pass the start angle value, and you got the huge number of parameters over here, and you got different chart of not required. My program is not required. Here also you got different type of examples. Let's see. This is one example. Okay. And it will go to the back. Another example of pie chart. And in this pie chart, actually it will generate multiple pie charts in a single graph. Okay. Asutosh got it. Abhishek got it. That is start angle.
Yes,
If you
sir.
want to rotate your pie chart. And it is very difficult to remember all the parameters. Obviously, this is very good website. In case of education or academic, obviously you have to remember some minimum part. But in case of industry, when you go for industry as a IT professional, at that time you need the help of that type of documentation. Okay. Next. Or anyone, any question, any doubts? Okay. Next. I write a simple program, not a big program. Okay. I create a new file. I save the program. Desktop. CID folder. Today 10 to 21. Subplot example. ये subplot का मतलब क्या है? मतलब देखो till now, when we generate a graph, in a single plot we create a single graph. In a single plot, यहाँ एक ही graph है. यहाँ देखो एक ही graph है. एक ही plot में एक ही pie chart है, multiple pie chart नहीं है. But just at first I want to execute the program and check the output at first. Now here there is a single plot. In a single plot, we create 4 plots. Means in this plot there are 4 subplots. Means actually you can think in this way. Actually this is a single plot. This is a single plot. Single plot. And we divide this single plot into row and columns. Okay, just like a matrix. And in every cell we create a plot. How to do that? Obviously there are different ways. Let's see. Matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Import numpy as np. np.linespace -10, 9, 20. What is this? Actually, using this line, using this code, we generate a list of values. Let's see the output. Actually, it will generate a list of x values. Okay. Now, we write how many values are there in X. Maybe we write over here, or maybe you can check this one also. How many values are there? 19, 0 to 19. How many values? 20 values are there. These are the list of X values. And next we write Y equal to X star star 3. I think all of you know that star star means the power. And what is X? X is a numpy. And in case of numpy, it will execute any operation element wise. Element wise means when we write X star star 3 means minus 10 to the power cube, then minus 9 to the power cube, element wise operation. In case of numpy, we discuss about it and store it in a variable Y. Now check the Y value. X is this, Y is this. Now we want to generate a graph. हम लोग क्या करना चाहते हैं? ग्राफ जनरेट करना चाहते हैं. तो कैसे करेंगे? देखो यहाँ हम लोग क्या करना चाहते हैं? सब प्लॉट जनरेट करना चाहते हैं. सब प्लॉट. तो जब सब प्लॉट क्रिएट करेंगे तो कैसे करेंगे? देखो plt डॉट सब प्लॉट मतलब एक प्लॉट क्रिएट करेंगे, लेकिन प्लॉट में मल्टीपल सब प्लॉट होगा. What is this syntax? देखो number of rows, number of columns at first. ये 2 by 2. 2 rows, 2 columns. And what is this? A first cell. The index not 0, 1. 1th cell is this. 2th cell is this. 3th cell is this. 4th cell is this. Obviously, in every cell, we create different type of graph. Maybe here, in my example, देखो subplot 2 by 2, 2 rows, 2 columns, 1th cell. Then plt dot plot. ये प्लॉट कहाँ जनरेट होगा? ये सब प्लॉट इंडेक्सिंग. X axis values, Y axis value, we represent all the X values and Y values using blue star. And all the stars are connected using a hyphen sign. B color, star symbol, all the stars are connected with each other using hyphen. So that in the first cell it will display like this. Then plt.subplot 2 by 2, index is 2, means this one. plt.plot same. देखो x you can pass other xy values also. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ ये xy वैल्यू पास करना चाहिए. कि मल्टीपल प्लेयर परफॉर्मेंस डिस्प्ले करना है. एक ही प्लॉट के अंदर 4 पर प्लेयर्स का परफॉर्मेंस डिस्प्ले करना है तो कर सकते हैं. तो यहाँ और अदर्स x एंड y वैल्यू जरूरी है. तो यहाँ देखो सेम एक्स वाई वैल्यू रिप्रेजेंट किया था कि एक्स वाई येलो कलर रिप्रेजेंट बाय मे बी, अच्छा चेंज द कलर ग्रीन, रिप्रेजेंट बाय टिल्ट मतलब ट्रायंगुलर साइन. All the triangles are connected with each other using hyphen sign. Now if we execute the program, check the output. All the triangles are connected with each other using hyphen sign. Green triangle. Then subplot 2 by 2, third cell. Third cell means this one. Maybe xy values, maybe represented by r star. Then all the stars are connected with each other using hyphen sign. So the color change kar the red color, or maybe yellow color represented by hyphen. So in this way, obviously at the last you have to call the plt dot show function if required. Save this, execute the program. So in this way, In a single plot, we create multiple plots by creating the subplot function. By creating the subplot using subplot function. All of you got it, students? And I suggest all of you go through the Matplotlib. Maybe it is not be possible to study all the things in a single day. Take some time. और हम लोग जब मशीन लर्निंग प्रोग्राम करेंगे तभी हम लोग ग्राफ जनरेट करेंगे, तभी कुछ नॉलेज आएगा कि कैसे कैसे ग्राफ जनरेट कर सकते। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट सेम फिगर एक्सिस, इट्स लेवल वाइज लेवल दिखाया, फिगर हर एक्सिस ओके, रिंग लीजेंड्स भी दिखाया। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट see. अच्छा, at first check the output, then we discuss about the program. देखो stack plot कि we represent, देखो player 1 player 2, ऐसा तो बार चार्ट तो पता है, बार चार्ट भी यूज कर सकते हैं। और एक क्या कि देखो स्टैक प्लॉट, जैसा देखो ये जो येलो कलर एक प्लेयर का परफॉर्मेंस रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, रेड कलर प्लेयर 2 का परफॉर्मेंस रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, ब्लू कलर प्लेयर 3 का परफॉर्मेंस रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है। दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टैक प्लॉट, मतलब एक एक प्लॉट का ऊपर है, स्टैक जैसा। तो जैसा देखो, लेकिन अच्छा बाद में दिखा रहा हूं। यहाँ क्या है, लिस्ट ऑफ ईयर नेम्स कि 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Every year, the number of goals scored by the player. कि maybe 2011 में player 1 8 goals, player 2 10 goals, player 3 12 goals. 2012 in this way. List of goals scored by player 1, player 2 and player 3. Okay, now we create a plot. How to do that? Let's see. plt.plot, मतलब देखो जैसा यहाँ जो सब प्लॉट क्रिएट किए तो ऐसा। Actually, what is stack plot? Stack plot actually collection of 3 plots. एक ब्लू कलर प्लॉट है, एक रेड कलर प्लॉट, एक येलो कलर प्लॉट। तो ये प्लॉट का स्टैक है, ये सब प्लॉट था। यहाँ भी मल्टीपल प्लॉट था, यहाँ भी मल्टीपल प्लॉट है, स्टैक जैसा, एक का ऊपर एक। तो देखो plt.plot, यहाँ देखो ब्लैंक, लिस्ट ऑफ एक्स एक्सिस वैल्यू, लिस्ट ऑफ वाई एक्स। पहले क्या कर रहा हूँ, ब्लैंक प्लॉट क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ। क्यों? क्योंकि ये पीएलटी में 3 प्लेयर्स का प्लॉट स्टैक करना है। तो देखो इसलिए वो प्लॉट में 3 ब्लैंक प्लॉट, एक येलो कलर, एक रेड कलर, एक ब्लू कलर, और लेवलिंग क्या कर रहा हूँ, player 1, player 2, player 3। मे बी दिस लाइन इज नॉट ओवर हियर। देखो अभी कोई भी प्लेयर्स का डेटा हम लोग पास नहीं किया, देखो ब्लैंक अभी, क्योंकि अभी ब्लैंक है। उसके बाद क्या कर रहा हूँ, स्टैक में जितना सारा प्लॉट जरूरी है वो प्लॉट क्रिएट कर दिया। उसके बाद जब स्टैक प्लॉट क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ, देखो स्टैक प्लॉट ईयर, उसके बाद देखो ये नंबर ऑफ दिस player 1, player 2, player 3 match with these 3. There are 3 plot, that's why we pass 3 player details. If 4, then you have to 4 player details. And we represent each player using a particular color, maybe yellow, red and blue. So if we execute the program, check the output, means player 1 represent by first plot, means yellow color plot. Player 2 represent by second plot, red color plot. player 3 represented by blue color plot. And remember one thing, students, maybe player 1, acha, maybe I change the player 2 data. Change the, it is not so easy. There are some difficulties like that. Maybe that is 7, that is 4, maybe this is 9, this is 16, this is 15, maybe 2, maybe 6, maybe 3. Because there are 3 types of players, but change the number of goals. Now execute the program and check the output. So no problem. And from the stack plot, देखो यहाँ से कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा प्लेयर बेस्ट है? विथ देख के हम लोगों को पता चलेगा कलर विथ रिप्रेजेंट द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द प्लेयर. देखो ये नंबर ऑफ गोल्स चेंज कर दिया मेरी, तो देखो विथ कम हो गया. पहले वाला जो ग्राफ है इसमें देखो विथ कैसा था, तो ये विथ से देखो कौन सा कलर का विथ सबसे ज्यादा है. देखो येलो कलर, तो मतलब येलो कलर प्लेयर इज द बेस्ट प्लेयर. कंटिन्यूअसली गुड परफॉर्मेंस. तो ऐसा कोई कंटिन्यूअस डेटा रिप्रेजेंट करना है तो क्या यूज करेंगे? ऑब्वियसली एट दैट टाइम वी यूज अ स्टैक प्लॉट. स्टैक प्लॉट इज ए stack of multiple plots. Subplot is a collection of multiple plots. All of you got it, students? Anyone, any doubts? Different types of plots are there. Acha. Stack plot, pie chart. ये तो दिखाया. Scattered plot. I create a small program, okay? Import numpy as np. तो देखो इसके बाद क्या किए हैं, randomly number generate के, मतलब for generating, obviously in case of real life no need to generate the random values because all the data are stored in some CSV file or any formatted file. Here we randomly generate list of x values and list of y values. Okay, file, save as, desktop, CID, scatter is scatter. तो देखो ये एक्चुअली क्या किए हैं, एक्चुअली रैंडम नंबर जनरेट किए हैं फॉर generating the x values and y values. So actually random state equal to 0, there are different state nothing but a status code. Here random state equal to 42 nowadays give us the best performance. Here I use a random state equal to 0. Firstly we create a random object which is defined inside the numpy. Now we generate a random number, 100 number, random numbers, rand n, generate 100 random numbers like this. These are the random numbers. In the same way again we generate 100 y values, means 100 x values and 100 y values. So if we want to represent all the x and y values, means when x-axis value equal to this, y-axis value equal to this, that's it. When x equal to this, then y value equal to this, x equal to this, and every data point we represent using a graph. How to do that? Obviously, we want to represent every data point using different color. But it is very difficult to generate 100 colors. But in case of Matplotlib, we can generate the colors very easily. How? देखो, for generating the colors, देखो 100 x values, 100 y values, x axis y axis देके represent करेंगे तो 100 data point मिलेगा और हर एक data point को एक different color देके represent करेंगे. तो देखो यहाँ Matplotlib में ऐसा देखो और एक 100 numbers generate कर रहा हूँ. Colors क्या है? Colors भी एक collection of random numbers है. और साइज, हर एक का साइज भी तो देना चाहिए. जो जैसा देखो ये जो ग्राफ है, ये सर्कल का कलर डिफरेंट है और साइज भी डिफरेंट है. तो देखो 100 रैंडम साइज भी जनरेट कर रहा हूँ. उसके बाद स्कैटर्ड फंक्शन मतलब जितना x वैल्यू y वैल्यू है सब अलग अलग करके रिप्रेजेंट करेगा. तो स्कैटर्ड एक बिल्ट इन फंक्शन, x y वैल्यूज देखो यहाँ 100 x वैल्यूज 100 y वैल्यूज, तो x एक्सिस y एक्सिस रिप्रेजेंट करेगा तो 100 डेटा पॉइंट्स मिलेगा. 100 पॉइंट्स ग्राफ में 100 पॉइंट्स मिलेगा. हर एक पॉइंट्स को डिफरेंट कलर देकर रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. देखो c एक पैरामीटर है, बिल्ट इन फंक्शन का पैरामीटर. 100 कलर्स पास कर रहा हूँ, 100 टाइप ऑफ साइजेस पास कर रहा हूँ. s इक्वल टू साइज, अल्फा मतलब कॉन्ट्रास्ट, कलर कॉन्ट्रास्ट, ग्रे डीप कलर, कलर मैप वीरीडिस, ये भी बिल्ट इन है, हम लोगों का डेवलप नहीं है. तो देखो जब ये प्रोग्राम को रन करेंगे सब प्री डिफाइंड एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा हूँ. तो देखो ये कलर थोड़ा ग्रे था, अभी 0.3 से 0.8 कर दिया तो डीप कलर आ रहा है. और व्हाट इज कलर बार? एक्चुअली रिप्रेजेंट द वैल्यू. दिस इज कलर बार. If you comment out this line, at that time it will not display the color bar. It will represent all the data points using different color. No need to provide the list of color names over here. अच्छा, all of you got it? तो थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना है. मे भी आप लोग बहुत कुछ देख लिया तो अभी दिमाग से बाहर जा रहा है, तो थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस कर लीजिए, तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में फिर देखेंगे. हाँ, okay, anyone, any question, any query, students? So today here I want to conclude my session and just go through the programs, and it is not be possible go through the Matplotlib website in a single day, I know that, but at least practice my program and got some idea, gather some idea how to generate this, how to generate the graph. ऑब्वियसली हम लोग जब मशीन लर्निंग प्रोग्राम करेंगे तब भी डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ग्राफ जनरेट करेंगे, तो वहां भी और आइडिया क्लियर होगा आहिस्ता आहिस्ता. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सो सबको अच्छा से समझ में आया? एक रिप्लाई दो सब लोग. कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो बोलो कि थोड़ा फास्ट जा रहा है कि नहीं सर सब समझ में आ रहा है. ऑल ऑफ यू रिप्लाई मी. Okay.